So ladies and gentlemen, we start the new chapter, natural resources. What does natural mean? Something provided by nature. What is resources? Something useful. So what does the collective term natural resources would mean? We can say that natural resources are resources provided by nature for survival and use of living beings. Natural resources are resources provided by nature for survival and use of living beings. Okay. For example, sun. Sun is provided by nature and is very useful for our survival. Air and water provided by nature once again and very useful for our survival. Now you can notice one thing, that among these examples of natural resources which I have taken here, sun is not on earth. Not on earth. Sun is a very important natural resources, but it is not on earth. It is outside earth. But air and water are natural resources which are on earth. In fact, there are many other natural resources as well. For example, forest. That is also a natural resource, and that is on earth. So in this chapter, we are going to concentrate on such natural resources which exist on earth. So let's start the chapter then. In this chapter, we are majorly going to talk about three resources: air, water, and land. Right now, we'll see very briefly about them. Then one by one, we'll go in detail. So talking about air, first of all, we all know what is air. The earth is surrounded by air from all the sides. And what do we call this air? Atmosphere. You know that, atmosphere. We can say atmosphere is the blanket of air surrounding earth. Atmosphere is the blanket of air surrounding earth, right? No doubts about it. Next comes water. As we know, 75% of earth's surface is covered with water. See, this is earth. There is land, there is no doubt about it. There is land on earth. But most of the portion is covered by water. 75% of Earth's surface is actually covered by water. So you can imagine there is a huge amount of water on Earth. In addition to that, there is underground water. Underground water means, see, this is a piece of land. If you dig that deep, you will find water inside. That water is called underground water. That is water under the ground. In fact, you have used that. See, the water which we take out from the well, that is an example of underground water. You might have seen tube wells in villages. These tube wells take out water from under the ground. So these are examples of underground water. So there is plenty of water, and which is very important for us. Now we use a term hydrosphere here. This term refers to all the water that is present on earth. In whatever form. So we can say that hydrosphere is the water present on earth in different forms, like oceans, rivers, lakes, ponds, or underground. Right. Now comes land. There's nothing to be told about it. You know what it is. Land is very important. We live on it. So we use one more technical term for land, that is called lithosphere. We can say lithosphere is the outer crust of earth. Very often you will come across this term that is called biosphere. What is biosphere? It's very simple actually. What does bio mean? Bio means life. You know that. Obviously we are studying biology. So you know what does bio mean? Bio means life. So we can say that biosphere is read carefully with me. Everything on earth that is related to existence of life on earth. Everything on earth that is related to existence of life on earth forms biosphere. So whatever is there on the earth, if it is related to existence of life, it will be part of biosphere. I'll give you examples. Land, air, water. They all support life on earth. So we'll say they are part of biosphere. Not only that, I'll give you more examples. Plants, animals, forests, they are also biosphere. Forest, obviously. Why plants? Plants support life. Animals, for example, live by eating plants. So plant forms biosphere. It's a part of biosphere. Animals support existence of other animals. So they are also part of biosphere. So everything on earth which is related to existence of life is part of biosphere. Now, you might have noticed that there are two components of biosphere. You see, land, air, water. They are all non-living components of biosphere. But plants, animals, forests, they are living components of biosphere. So we can say biosphere has non-living components as well as living components. So these non-living components are also technically known as abiotic components. Abiotic components of biosphere. And these living components are also technically known as biotic components. Biotic components of biosphere. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about air in detail, and I'm going to tell you why air is such an important natural resource. And the first important use of air, as we all know, is for breathing. We know that air around us is composed of many gases, right? You must have studied that in your chemistry classes. Now, which gases is air composed of? You must be knowing even that. Nitrogen, sorry, the spelling is wrong. Nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapors. There are some other gases also, but they are in very small amounts, so we are not going to talk about them here. And you also must be knowing that nitrogen forms 78% of air around us, oxygen forms 21% of air around us, and rest 1% is for all the other gases. Now, I must say that this particular composition of air is unique to Earth. Other planets, as you know, don't have life. They don't have life. There, the composition of air is not like this. It's not like this. For example, Venus and Mars have mostly carbon dioxide. In fact, 95% to 97% is carbon dioxide, and rest very small percentage other gases. Okay, guys, coming to breathing, you must be knowing that we all take in oxygen gas from air. I can say we all inhale oxygen gas, and we all exhale, breathe out. Which gas? You must be knowing. Carbon dioxide. And this process of taking in oxygen from air and then exhaling carbon dioxide outside is very important for our survival. So that's what I was saying, that air is very important for breathing. And it is not so only for we human beings, but for all the animals. All the animals do the same. They take in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. Also, let me tell you one more use right now. When we burn anything, oxygen from atmosphere is used. Oxygen from atmosphere is used. Most oxygen is used. Without oxygen, burning is not possible. So whenever we are burning something, oxygen from atmosphere is used. And when this process of burning is going on, carbon dioxide is produced. Carbon dioxide is produced. Here you might be thinking, let's see, we are using oxygen, right? We are using oxygen, so we are consuming oxygen. Other animals are also inhaling oxygen, so they are also consuming oxygen. When we are burning something, then also oxygen is being consumed. So it means gradually, this percentage of oxygen should decrease. As more and more animals and human beings take in oxygen, the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere should keep on decreasing, and one day there should be no oxygen, isn't it? At the same time, we are producing carbon dioxide. Other animals are also producing carbon dioxide. When we burn something, then also carbon dioxide is being produced. So if it is getting produced, then its percent should keep increasing. But it doesn't happen. You know that. It doesn't happen. Oxygen doesn't decrease. It is always 21%. Carbon dioxide doesn't increase. It is always in a small amount. How does this happen? It is not difficult to answer. Let's talk about plants. They do opposite of what animals do. The plants do opposite of what animals do. Means what? We take in oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. Plants do opposite. They take in what? Carbon dioxide. Plants inhale carbon dioxide and they exhale oxygen. I'm sure now you understand what's going on. We are using oxygen, but then plants are producing oxygen. So amount of oxygen remains constant. We are producing carbon dioxide, but then plants are using carbon dioxide. So it also remains in constant amount. In fact, I can tell you one more place where carbon dioxide is used. Means plants are using carbon dioxide, right? So there is one more situation in which carbon dioxide is used that I can tell you. This shell. You might have seen such shells. These are made by animals in water. Okay. Marine animals, means animals in water, marine animals use carbonate. Carbonate is a carbon compound. Marine animals use carbonate dissolve in sea to form shells. Right. So this way, carbon dioxide is being used, as well as being produced by us, by animals, or in burning. And its total amount remains constant.